record on there. Oh, never mind. So, we're going to start. We've just finished our, sorry, forgot on Instagram, forgot to press record, so missed out the breathing technique. Sorry about that. If you need it, send it to me. Or look on Friday's breathing techniques. So let's start with our neck stretches. We're going to drop our chin towards our chest. And if you feel you can give a little pull on the head, but don't let the body roll forward. Keep pulling in them stomach muscles, squeezing the thighs together. Breathing into the back of the neck, so around the shoulder blades. As you breathe in, you want to feel as if the shoulder blades are lifting and pulling apart. So we're going to take the hands down and we're going to bring the head back to centre. Now we're going to take it back up. Now if you've got neck problems, again we're going to support the head and we're lifting the chin. But now we're breathing, again we're pulling in some muscle, breathing into the top of the neck, trying to open at the collarbone. Bringing the head back to centre. Take it down. Now if you find that you've got your shoulders won't go that high, then don't use the hands. And the same thing with the next one. Tucking the chin in, bring the ear towards the right shoulder, left shoulder, and give the head a little pull. Make sure you're not going over with the body, that you're staying nice and straight. It's just the neck. You can imagine pushing that other hand towards the floor to increase that stretch. So we're going to take the hands off and we're going to take it to the other side. I don't know what I was doing there. So pull in. And again, if you want to, you can push with that hand. Change the hand position, whether it's going forwards or backwards, and you'll feel that it will change the pull in the neck. And release, bring it back up. So we're going to turn and look over our shoulder. If we're looking over our right shoulder, then our left hand is going to twist our head back on a little bit. But we don't want to have that elbow round, and we don't want to turn the body. We want to keep the body straight, and we want to keep the elbow pulling back so that back is nice and straight. And then release, bring the head back to centre. Let's look over the other shoulder. Again, lifting, twisting, keeping the elbow pulling back, keeping the body nice and straight. And release, bring it back to centre. So we're going to, I've done everything, you've done everything, not what I was doing there. So from here we're going to take our arms into eagle, bringing the right elbow over the top of the left elbow. Now you can stay here, you can always turn that hand, grab hold of the thumb or with the little finger, bring the hands together, but I'm going to stay here. All I'm going to get you to do is to lift your arms up, but you're going to try and push your left arm up and your right arm down. So you're working different muscles in the back. You'll feel them into the shoulders. Breathe into the shoulders. And we're going to take them down and uncross and bring the left over the top of the right. Lift them up a little bit. Now push them in opposite directions. Push left down, push right up. And bring it down. We're going to recross them. So we're going to cross right again over left. And this time we're going to push them in opposite direction. We're going to, lift them up as well. So lift them and now push them in opposite direction. Push the right to the right, the left to the left. And we're bringing them down, undoing them. Left comes over the top of right. Lift them, push them in opposite directions. And release. Circle the shoulders. And then in the opposite direction. And just give that shape. So we're going to take it into a forward backwards bend. Now again, if the higher you raise your arms, the higher your blood pressure goes up. I'm going to keep my arms to shoulder length. Again, if you find that you can't get it up, just keep your arms down. Just move backwards and forwards. So, and I'm going to bend the knees and I'm keeping the back quite straight. I'm not going down like we would normally do. I'm going to keep the back straight. I'm going to keep the head up. Again, working with blood pressure. So, we're going to breathe in, reach back, breathe out, move forward. Two more. And bring it back up. So we're going to take it into a side stretch. Now again, you can lift your arms up. I'm going to keep mine down. And we're just going to reach over to the side, breathing out, breathing in, coming back up. Over to the side and down. What you don't want to do is move forward and think, oh, I can get down to my knee if I go a little bit forward. Keep the body straight. If you only move a tiny little bit, it doesn't matter. It's what your back can do. Listen to your body. and bring it back. And so we're going to turn. So we're just going to turn to the side. We can keep our head in line. We don't have to look over our shoulder. Bring it back. Turn to the other side, keeping the feet flat on the floor, trying not to let them roll in. So keep pushing down through the outside edge to encourage the thighs to move. It's the shoulders that are doing the pulling, the moving, the waist, I should say, rather than the shoulders. Bringing it back. So that was all quite stiff. We're going to kind of fluid it up a bit. Take the legs slightly apart, turn the toes out, bend the knees. We're going to place our hands on our hips, breathing out, pull the shoulders towards each other, tuck the head down. Breathe in, tilt the pelvis back, pull the shoulders back, look up. Breathing out, moving into cat. Breathing in to cow, moving them hips. And last ones. Bringing it back to centre. So if you need to, hold on to a wall. You can keep your foot on the floor and draw circles. And that's where I'm going to stay. You can lift it up, remember, and move it round. But I'm going to keep my foot on the floor and draw circles. So from here, you're taking it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to move over. Tighten up the muscles of that standing leg, but don't lock the leg. And again, we're drawing circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bring it back down. Now we're going to do a bit of a mime strut. So you're going to push your toes forward and then you're going to swap and swap and swap. And give yourself a little walk. You can move your hips side to side. And this working all the way down through the side, plus them love handles on the side as well. And really wiggle your bum. And give your shoulders a little bit in there as well if you want. Imagine yourself on the catwalk at Paris. me a superstar. And then just bring yourself back, give yourself a shake. Lovely. So we're going to take it into sun salutation. I'm taking it to the floor. I'm not going to use the chair, but I'm still going to keep it low. I'm going to keep my knees down. If you need to use the chair on Instagram, make sure that you go back and watch the other ones that I'm doing with the chair, or just leave it out for now, and then I'll come back and I'll show you something else. So, we're bringing ourselves into mountain pose. If you can, you bring your feet together. But if this doesn't feel right on your ankles, your knees, your hips, and usually with women it doesn't, take the legs in line with the hips. And that tends to feel more balanced for a woman because of our hips. Lifting the knees, lifting the toes, making sure you're pushing down, that the knees are going the same direction as your toes. You're engaging your inner thighs, your back thighs, your side thighs. Everything is in the right position. You're pulling in your pelvic floor. You're pulling your abdominals in. You're bringing your shoulders back and down. You're tucking your chin in. You're bringing your hands into prayer, and you can keep them here and pushing them, or you can take them up. As long as you're not pulling your shoulders up, that your head is nice and relaxed. Close your eyes. Think about what you want. If there's areas of your body that you worry about, that are ill or in pain, think about that area. That's the area that you want to deal with, the area that you want to heal. It's your intention. So if the arms aren't raised, you can raise them up a little bit if you can. If not, then hold it here and just reach back. Breathing in. As you breathe out, bend the knees, bringing the hands down towards the floor. If they don't touch the floor, it's not a problem, don't worry. If you can let the head drop forward, drop it forward. If you've got blood pressure problems, then you may want to keep that head nice and level. And again, as always, if you've got back problems, keep that back nice and straight. Don't put too much strain on it. We're going to lift and try and straighten our legs, but not lock them. We're pulling the shoulders back and pushing them down towards the base of the spine. We're lifting the head, so if it was down, we're going to lift it up. We're tucking the chin back in to again create a lovely straight back. You can have the hands reaching down. We can make the arms reach out if you want it. I'm keeping my hands here. We're bending the knees. Again, bringing the hands down. We're going to step back with our right foot and place our knee down on the floor. From here, we're pushing forward. And if we want to, if we can come up. And we could always lift one arm and two arms if we feel we want to, but don't put yourself under any pressure to do so. I'll just take some of this hair out of my face. Bring the hands back down. Take the knee back. Tuck the toes. If you can spring back up. We lose the spring at around 40. So you've got to keep that spring up. Keep the spring in your step. We're coming forward onto our hands. Bringing our knees down. Turning our elbows forward. So again, I'm going to do this slightly on a diagonal. Might make it easier. So we're turning the arms forward. Coming over, bending. Bringing ourselves down. Keeping them elbows in. You can slide the elbows underneath and lift into Sphinx. Slide the elbows back, hands under the shoulder, lift back onto your knees. lift up. Lift the left leg up, pull it into your chest, looking forward, step the foot forward. If it doesn't go, doesn't matter, bring that other knee down, your right knee down, bring the foot in, push forward, then lift up. And again, lift if you want to. Bringing the hands down, step in, bend the knees, lift the head, stretch the arms, breathing. So we're going to do that one more time on the other leg. Breathe out, take it into bent legs. Breathe in, shoulders back, chin tucked back in. Bend the knees, step back with the left foot. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out as you're back to down dog. Turn the elbows round, breathe out, come forward, bend the elbows, breathe in, lift up, shoulders back. Onto the knees, breathe out, back to down dog. Breathe in, lift the leg. Breathe out, step it through. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out, step in, breathe in, reach back, and breathe out, bring the legs back down. So we're going to take it into a bent leg triangle. Now if you need to, if you've got back problems, you may want to either use a chair to come down to. You can always come down to the back of it. You can always come down to the side of it. So the chair depends on where. But your knee is actually higher than some chairs, so it'll be better to the chair, to the knee. So I'm going to stick with the knee. We're taking our feet nice and wide. As long as you can place your outside edge of your foot down, it's not rolling in. You can place your hands on your hips and try and keep your hips facing forward. Lift your right toe, turn it out. And again, placing the outside edge, the little toe edge of the right foot flat down. But not going over so far that you're lifting the big toe off the floor. Make sure that's down as well. If you need to, if you find it's easier, you can grip with your toes and that'll help encourage the bridge. You can do the same with the other foot. So again, the outside edge needs to be pushing. You can grip with them to encourage the thighs to work. We want to keep the hips and the legs exactly where they are. They're slightly bent, they're not locked, so they can move if they want to. But we're going to try and keep them as straight, the back one as straight as possible. We're going to bend the front one. So from here, we're bending that front knee, and we want to make sure that it goes the same direction as the toes. We don't want it scooting over to the side and out. We want to make sure it's pushing back. If it does, if it keeps going, either move your toes to go to the same direction as your knee, or place your hand against your leg and push it back. But make sure that when you're pushing this one back, this one doesn't turn at the same time. So you want to try and push both out. So you're placing one hand on your left hip as if you're pulling it back, and placing one hand on your right thigh, taking it down. Now once you feel that you're okay here, you could probably slide that elbow down. Still pulling that top hip, that left hip back. Elbow in the air, you can turn and look and keep pulling that hip back. And then we're going to push, keeping that knee so that we're holding it, it doesn't roll in. We're bringing ourselves back up. Lift that foot, turn it back in. So they're both facing forward. Hold on to this hip, let's turn that left foot out. Bend the knee. Have your hand on the inside, see if it starts to roll in. If it does, push it out, hold that hip. Make sure it's not going over the toe. If it is, you might want to take that right leg back a bit. So again from here, holding on. Let your body slide so that your elbow is on the knee. Pulling that hip back. Pushing that left knee out to make sure it's in line. It's not rolling in. The head can be looking forward, tucking the chin in, making sure it's not just dropping down, that you're doing something, you're controlling it. So again, we're going to come back up. And bringing the foot in. Now you may want a band for this. I'm going to turn around. It's better to see it from the back. So if you start with your right leg, and you're going to have your band in your left hand. We're going to do the same thing, sliding down, bringing the elbow down onto the knee. Now this hand, we're going to take it behind the back so that the elastic or the band is dangling down. We're then going to see if we can reach our hand underneath our leg and grab hold of it. From here, we're going to see if we can walk our hand down the band as far as it can go, dropping the body down, pushing a bit more into that leg. But it has to be around the leg. It can't be around the bum. So bend that top elbow. Pull it back. If you can grab your fingers, you can grab your fingers. If not, just stay here. We're going to let go with that bottom hand. Take the top hand back to our hip. Slide it back to our knee. Bring it back up. Turn the foot in. Swap the band into your hands. Hold on to your left hip. Turn your right foot out. Bend the knee. Take the elbow down. Take that right hand behind your back so that it's in line with your shoulders and around your waist. See if you can see underneath and grab hold. Walk your hands towards each other, pulling the shoulder back. And then we're going to let go. Take the hand back to the hip, back to the knee. Bringing ourselves back out. Turn the foot in. Bring your legs in. Give them a bit of a shake. So we're going to take it into a power squat. Now you may want your chair and placing your hands on the chair. If you can get to the floor, get to the floor. So either floor or chair. You're taking your feet out nice and wide. Then you're going to bend one knee and turn and bring the toes of the other foot up. You're coming up, you're turning and bringing the feet up. So you can be here, you can be here. It just depends on where you want to be. So I'm going to stay with my chair. And we're going over and over. You're pulling the toes back. You're straightening the leg. You can hold it if you want to. Feeling the stretch on the inner thighs. Let's change sides. Hold it. Bring it up. I'm going to change and do it backwards. Make sure that you can see what I'm doing. Now when you're doing it on the floor, you may find that that heel stays down. It may lift while you're on the chair. And then we're bringing it together. If you're standing up, you're going to, again, just bring yourself down. Let your head dangle. If you're on a chair, you may be able to put your head down on top of the chair. Just stay here. And then we're going to place our hands, bring ourselves up, jump or step our feet back in. Now, again, you can use the block or you can use the chair, and I'm going to keep the chair. We're taking it into half moon pose. And someplace you'll hear it as sugar plum fairy or sugar fairy, sugar goddess. So with this, you're bending and bringing your hands to the floor or to the chair or to a block. Going to start on this way, so I'm going to start with my left foot up. Now with your hands, you're going to, with your right hand, you're going to imagine gripping and ripping up the floor. So you're tightening up that hand. You're going to come onto your left foot and lift it up and take it up and back. Then you're going to swivel, if you want to, your right foot round a little while your hands down, both hands are down, and then you're going to lift the left hand slowly up into the air. Lifting the left foot up, lifting the right hand up to the ceiling. Beautiful. Working the outside edge of the thigh. So we're going to come out, we're going to bring the arm down and we're twisting. We're bringing the foot back round, then we're bringing the left leg down. Lovely. You can stand up if you want, or you can stay here. So we're going to do the other side. So again, get the left hand ready. Imagine ripping up the ground. Tighten up the muscles through the left leg. Come up onto your tiptoe. Lift the right foot off. Kick it out. Twist if you need to bring that foot round while the two hands are down. And then once you're steady, lift that right hand off. Lifting it up. We're bringing the hand down. We're moving the foot back round, the hips come down, then the right leg comes in. Bend the knees, lift up, have a little stretch back. Let's try one more. Hands down, move the weight, lift and lift. Bring the hand down, the hips turn, the foot rotates in, everything comes back down the way that we went out. We're moving the weight over, we're lifting, bringing it down. Bend the knees, lift up. Hold it in mountain. Lovely. So we still might need the chair for support or a wall. And you'll need your band. We're going into dancer's pose. So with dancer's pose, you're pointing your toe, you're not flexing it. You can grip and hold on so that you're pulling the toes into a big pointy with your hands and you're rolling your shoulders back. You're pushing your foot against your hand. Or we're going to use the band. I'm going to stick with the band. So you're hooking the toes in. You're turning the arms, so from elbows up, elbows go down and lift up. And lift and pull the foot up. So the elbows are pointing forward. We're reaching back. We've got that chair. If you want, you could always hold on with two hands. But I'm going to stay here. Keep pushing that leg away. Keep pulling with the arm. So we're going to bring the leg, the elbow comes down, and then it twists, brings the foot down. So always nice and slowly with that arm. So hooking the foot in, turning the elbow down at the back, and then coming round, pulling the elbow up to the ceiling. Pushing the foot away, pulling with the arm. And slowly bringing the elbow down. The hand goes round, elbows up, bring it down. One more time. Down with the elbow, round, lift it. And let's slowly controlled. Bring it down. As you see, I'm kind of pulling it in. I'm trying to move my hand a little bit further down. And slowly, controlled. Lovely. Beautiful. So we're taking our chair out the way. We're going to come down to the floor, but I'm going to use the chair to come down. Now, if you really can't get to the floor, then stay where you are, don't come down, just watch this bit, have a stretch out, and sit down and do a few forward bends. So if you're on your chair and you can't get to the floor, just do a few forward bends, some sides, and some twists to finish off. I'm taking them down. You may be able to do some of these seated as well, that's not the first one. I could do dolphin. So if you can't get to the floor, you could always do the next one from here, having the elbows down and going forwards and backwards. Okay, but I'm going to take people to the floor and staying down there to finish off. So, if you need to, you can have the padding underneath and bring yourself to the edge of your chair, lower yourself down to the floor, the same way you bring yourself back up. Or bad knee, good knee, bring the good knee down, bring yourself to the floor. Again, start with the good knee, bring you up, that way you're not putting any pressure on that bad knee whatsoever. So either of those to bring yourself to the floor. Remember, I do a chair yoga on Tuesday morning, so if any of these are a bit too much, then come on Thursday. Come on Tuesday. So we're going to take it, as you've just seen, into dolphin. I'm just going to change over my camera so that I can get... That's better. There we go. We're on the floor now. So we're taking our hands into our fists together, and we're making a kind of a triangle with our arms. Now, if you were to put your hands down like this, your two little fingers would rub together and they can be quite painful. So what I find is nicer is if you bring them flat and then you create a flat surface, which is a bit nicer to lean on. If you want to, sometimes it's quite nice to bring the fingers out like that. You don't have to. But like I said, I find that one feels nicer than that. It doesn't feel as if I'm squishing my fingers together. But everybody's different, do what you want. Some people don't even like to do this. Some people prefer to do it where their hands are apart and their elbows are here. And you can always, as well, get a block and have a block in between your hands or a block in between your elbows in any of these positions to hold and work the arms. And I think I'll actually use the block today because may as well. So we'll do it with the block between the elbows. Now again, you can still bring the hands together like that, or you can have them apart, flat, or in a fist. Completely up to you, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to say that. So from here, bring your knees in, squeezing that block between your arms, lift your bum up. Now with this, you're looking forward toward your fingers. You're pushing backwards, but looking forwards. You can move forward over your arm and push back. And then we're going to bring the knees down, push back into child. I'm going to do it between my arms this time. So my hands are now holding the block. My elbows are in line with my shoulders. Lifting up and again forwards and back. Different positions feel different on the shoulders. Squeeze the stomach muscles. And just moving back, working them shoulders. And last one. Bring it down. Push back to child. And bring yourself up. So we're going to lie ourselves down. Am I doing that one? Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to think about our waist. So when we lie down, we may find that we've got this arch underneath our back. We're going to think, if we bring our thumb together and our and our index finger, and we make a kind of a triangle or a diamond. You're going to have the diamond starting at your belly button, and then it should come to your pubic bone. And we're going to try and move this area in a circle. So we do it standing up, but we're going to try and do it sitting down. So pull in your pelvic floor, but not your abdominals. Keep them out for a minute. Put your pelvic floors in. You're going to tilt your pelvis down, so it's coming down towards your fingers. And then you're going to tilt your pelvis back, so that your belly button's pushing down. So it's that normal thing that we kind of do, we rolling backwards and forwards, but we can feel as if we're rocking our belly button and our pelvis. You can feel it rocking up and down. So now we know how to do that one. That was quite easy. We're going to try and move it side to side. So we're pushing them hips down. So one hip goes down, the other one comes up. And it's as if we can push with our hand. So it's the palm of our hand. We're rocking the hips up and down. So, now we're going to do the same thing, forwards and then side, down, side. So we're going round in a circle. And then we're going to take it the opposite direction. And this was all doing this without actually using our internal muscles. So now we're going to try and do the same thing while pulling in our pelvic floor and pulling in our abdominals as well. So we don't want them out, we want to pull them back in. Place your hands, pull everything in, close your eyes. Try and move it. While holding everything. A little bit harder. You can just start with that forward, backwards if you want. And then try and take it in a circle. But remember to keep everything tight. Squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the abdominals. You might not be able to get much movement without it dropping. As soon as you realise everything's dropped, pull it back in. Change direction. Make sure you breathe in. And then relax. It's really great exercise for your internal muscles in your stomach, but you'll find that you can't really move very much when you're doing it. But it also works that lower back at the same time. So we're going to do a bit of a stretch. Okay. So if we take our right leg over the top of our left leg, if you can grab it into eagle, that's fine, but you don't have to. You're going to guide your legs over towards the left. If they don't go all the way to the floor, don't worry, but you don't want that shoulder to lift off the floor. You want it to stay flat. You can turn your head and look in the opposite direction, or you can look up to the ceiling. And you'll feel this pull through the hips and also diagonally through the back, underneath them shoulder blades. It should feel as if it's a nice pull, stretching and pulling out them knots. Breathe into that right shoulder or into that right hip, whichever feels nicer. And then bring it back to centre. And let's change sides. So cross the left over. Guide the legs over towards the right. Keep the left shoulder down. Turn the head towards your left hand if you want to, if not, keep it lifted. Think about where you can feel that stretch. Let's bring it back up. And we'll do one more on each side. See if anything's changed the second time. let's bring it back. And we're going to change last time. Bring yourself back. So you can stay with your legs bent and the knees together and bring your hands down. You can cover yourself if you feel that you need to, if it's a bit chilly, and it will get a bit cold. I'll turn my heating on while I'm doing this. We're going to work on a relaxed muscle and a tense muscle. So we're going to work our way through our body, tensing and relaxing. And we're going to start with our head and our face. And with your head, you're going to push your head down into the floor so that you feel the tension through the neck. You're going to grip your teeth together. You're going to squeeze your eyes together. You're going to screw your face up as tight as you can. Breathing in. And then breathe out, let everything relax. Now as you're doing it, you may find, even though it's just one muscle you're stretching or flexing, other muscles come in. So we're going to squeeze our fists together as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, we're going to relax the fists and the hands. While we're doing this, we're seeing what other muscles are flexing at the same time. So again, to flex the arms, we're going to make a fist and we're going to pull the fist in towards our inner elbows. We're going to pull the elbows in and then we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together so that we can feel the arms and everything tensing. And again, squeeze everything, breathe in. Breathe out, relax. Feel the blood rushing back into them relaxed muscles. So now we're going to bring it into the chest. Everything to do with the rib cage. So we're going to try and squeeze the chest as we breathe in. Push the back down into the floor. Relax. We're taking it down into the waist. So we're trying to squeeze our stomach muscles, tense our waist, push our lower back into the floor, breathe in, squeeze. Relax. So we're going to squeeze our pelvis, our bum, our abdominals. So again, here we go. Breathe in, squeeze round the pelvic area, the pubic area. So we're either going to squeeze our legs together, our thighs, tighten up the muscles around our thighs, squeeze as we breathe in. Relax. Now into our calves, so we may need to pull our toes back to tighten them calves. Squeeze in. So with our toes, squeeze our toes together. Imagine we're gripping something. Push them into the floor, the heels. Relaxing. So now we're going to try and tense every muscle in the body as we breathe in. Squeeze everything. Now let everything relax. Think about your breathing. The jaw should be open. You're still breathing through that nose. Breathe out wherever you want. Quick check through the body to make sure everything's okay. And come back to the breath. Mind wanders. Let it label it and come back to the breath. You can start to feel movements with the fingers and the toes. The wrists and the ankles. The elbows and the knees. And the hips and the shoulders. The back and the chest, and the neck and the head. We're taking the arms above the head, and as we breathe in, Stretch the fingers in one direction. Stretch the toes in the other, and as you breathe out, let the body relax. Breathe in, reach one arm, and then the other, so that the side ribs open. And if you want to yawn, have a yawn. Bring the knees up towards the chest and move them round in a circle, massaging that lower back. And then we're going to take them in the opposite direction. Roll yourself over onto your side. Stay here, just have a think. Do I feel okay? Is my head okay? Is my back okay? My arms okay? Do I even want to get up? I'm at home. I could stay here all day if I want to. Just throw a blanket over me and meditate. But if you have to, then bring yourself up to seated. So thank you for joining me today. Hiya Tarragon, my daughter. Hope you enjoyed it. If there's any problems, give me a shout. Tonight, 7 o'clock is my private practice. It doesn't get recorded. So you have to be there to do it. It's always a little bit faster. So otherwise, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Mommy, namaste.
Namaste. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.